Hello Jenny fans, nice to see you along here. Not really looking my best, a bit scruffy, but never mind, it's been a long day at work. But I thought I'd bring you a little video opening the box and reviewing one of the new toys that I picked up recently. And this is actually, it's a Bachmann model, which is quite unusual. Of late, I seem to have been buying an awful lot of Hornby items. But this particular locomotive pushed my buttons because it's pre-grouping. It's actually a Midland Railway livery. So it was one of those shiny things that really did make me pile in and buy it. They're not cheap. It has to be said that Bachmann have put their prices up, but it can still be had for just a shade under £100. This is a model of the Midland Railway Class 4F, designed by Henry Fowler. They were actually built quite early on, back when the 060 wheel arrangement was very much in favour by the Midland for freight locomotives, and actually proved very, very successful. Indeed, 5 were built for the Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway, which the Midland Railway was responsible for the locomotives. And indeed, actually, Bachmann, with their collectors club, when this model first came out, did actually produce one in the Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway Prussian blue livery, and I did actually manage to get myself one, and it was actually one of the faster selling of the collectors club models, so I was quite lucky there. But we can see here, let's have a look. We've got catalogue number 31-883, and this is the Class 4F number 3848, and this is in Midland Railway black. Obviously, because it's a freight locomotive, it just got a very plain black livery. But what is nice is that I can see through the box. Let's get it out of the box so we can. Oh, that is tight. I have to really struggle to. Oh God, that is tight. Need a bit of lube in there. Oh. Oh. There we go. I'm sure you can cut all those silly noises out. But we can see here, just put all the bum to one side. And got a little box of bits. There's all manner of stuff in there. I'm not even sure what half of this stuff does. We've got vacuum pipes, things, for want of a better word, and we've also got some fire iron accessories that you can dump somewhere on the tender. But yeah, there's not really, and I think that's something to do with if you want to fit a DCC speaker, that very large thing in there. But I don't do DCC, CCCC, so we'll leave all that be. Let's take this out and put this to one side. And oh, it's got that new train porn smell. It's sort of like a plasticky smell. I think it's the packaging, but just it's been a long day and I've had far too much caffeine, so just bear with me. But it is a lovely model. I can't remember if I've actually reviewed either of the other examples that I do have in my collection. I've got one in a weathered late crest British Rail black, and I've also got the aforementioned Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway version. But this, well, again, it's something that I said about the Hornby Q6, is that black can sometimes be quite a difficult colour to get right. Most noticeably because it can really make a muck-up of some of the fine detail and accentuate the wrong things. And indeed, it's very difficult to get black to look like proper real black as opposed to model paint black in this scale. I know that sounds a bit of an oxymoron, but you know what I mean. But on this, they have got a pretty similar finish to that which was on the Hornby Q6, and it really does work really well. Now, you've got to be very careful lifting this out because unlike the Hornby models, Bachmann are still using this tender drawbar, which unfortunately can become unhooked, but of course the wires going to the plug need to be very carefully removed to actually permanently detach these two items, so you can end up pulling on the wires and causing a lot of issues when the thing is running. So we've got to be very careful with that. The livery application, we've got the Midland Railway crest on the cab sides, and with my somewhat old and flat battery eyes, it's very difficult for me to see the details, but actually I've got every faith that when we get an extreme close-up on that, Wayne's World style, that it will really be crisp and easy to differentiate all the details. So I have no concerns about that. I've also got a number 4 up here, which is, I think, to do with its power classification on the Midland Railway. We've got the works plates there, nicely done, and again, I've little doubt that they'll be easy to read under magnification. And the 3848 in the sort of gold paint, that again is very crisply done. We have very sharp edges on there, and that is nice to see. An awful lot of the separate detail which you'd normally get in the big bag of bits has actually already been applied by the looks of things. So this is something that I know I mentioned with some of the newer Hornby items, the plastic that the brake rigging goes into had been made a little bit more flexible. Now, I'm not really quite sure what Bachmann have done, but it doesn't really matter, because they've actually fitted the brake rigging for us. So, well, it's a nice touch. I don't know how much that actually adds to the expense of assembling these things, which in turn then gets passed on to us. But certainly it's nice that I don't have to do it, because certainly one of my least favourite tasks was fitting the brake rigging on some of these locomotives. We've also got the couplings applied straight out of the box, front and back. They are in NEM pockets, so you can change them for whatever else you want. And it's also interesting to note, I can see here, the tender drawbar, there's a screw down there, and at the moment it's loose, so it will hunt backwards and forwards. But I'm guessing that tightening that screw in there gives you some very nice adjustment on how much play you want between the locomotive and the tender. And certainly if you have it right out, it looks a bit odd, but it can go around some extremely tight curves. And conversely, if you're going to have it, say, in a display cabinet, or you don't have much in the way of curves at all, then you can have them very nearly close coupled, so they look more like the prototype. So that is a nice touch as well. Fluting on the coupling rods, nicely done. It's the original 4F is an inside cylinder, inside valve gear. So in terms of what you see on the outside, there's not really a lot to see, but it has been well executed. The face of the locomotive looks right. We've got the very nicely reproduced MR for the Midland Railway on the front buffer beam. And just having a look to see there, yeah, we've also got shed plate and locomotive number on there as well. The safety valves are worth a note as well, because if you have a look down there, we can see the immense amount of detail on this. And it's probably quite delicate. We've got, in fact, we've got a very nice whistle there as well. Those are very distinctive features for this particular locomotive. We've got all sprung buffers, which is, to be honest, de rigueur now for locomotives. And if we look inside the cab, we can see that the back head on the boiler has all of the detail picked out, and that really does look good. The coal load in the tender is not as good as what I've drawn your attention to on some of the really new Hornby models. That's not to say that it's bad, it's just to say that that Hornby has got the moulded coal loads better. It's modelled as if it's absolutely full, but I know from experience it's probably a very tight fit. I'm not even, I don't think I can pull that out. I can feel it moving actually, I think. That does come out, and there's probably underneath there a moulded representation of a pretty much empty tender. So you have some variety there. You can either have it full or empty, or indeed take this out and add crushed up coal of your own to model it however you want. There's not really much else to be said about this model. It has been out for a little while, but certainly this is a very welcome addition to people like me who model, or certainly have a liking of the pre-grouping pre-1923 period, and along with that North British wagon that we reviewed last time, we're starting to get a really good collection. Just need to see more rolling stock suitable for going with this. It must be said that in Bachmann's forthcoming announcements, they have announced the Midland Railway brake van actually in Midland Railway livery. So certainly to go with this locomotive, that is something that I've got on order and will be really looking forward to. So might be seeing this trundling around the layout with an appropriate guards van and a whole rake of colourful private owner wagons in between. Anyway, I do hope this review has been informative to you. Don't forget to like this video and share it too. And this is me, Jenny Kirk, signing off until next time. And you take very good care of yourself until then. Bye for now.
Okay, and cue the Genster. That was unnecessary.